Okay. Life path number 5. This is Aya of the Dawn. Thank you so much for joining me for your reading. This is a year-end reading asking what lessons do I need to learn by the end of December 31st, and what's coming up for me in 2019. We're going to smudge a little bit. Oh, I wanted the red light to be in here. Let me get another candle. I guess it ran out. Ugh. Oof. How are you guys doing? I have definitely been growing and learning a lot. Dealing with my own inner hell and coming out, feeling better. You know, has how the healing process goes on this channel. We take responsibility for our healing process. So let's focus on life path number 5. Love, life, prosperity. The universe, she wants the best for you. And you know, and we ask in this reading that we be shown the most gentle way possible to proceed. Because sometimes she can rip us a new one. And sometimes you have to ask her, be like, can you help me? But can you help me in the most gentle way possible? So let's focus on life path number 5 and what your what your theme will be in 2019. Life path 5. Theme for 2019. Life path number 5. Venus, which is connected to Taurus, Libra, the 7th house. Love, relationships, you know, pleasure as well. Focusing on you and what you like. Focusing on really getting in touch with like your hobbies and your social life. Just making your world a better, pleasurable place for you to be. And we're going to look more into that at the end of the reading. Life path 5. Life path 5, December. So what lessons, dearest life path 5, do we need to learn? Do you need to learn by December 31st? What are your lessons? What is the universe? What has she been trying to get through to you? Ooh, life path 5. I love the smell of Palo Santo, yo. I love incense. I love fire and smoke and water. I love outside. I love the elements. Really do. I love being a part of life. Okay, so we're starting off with the 7 of Cups reversed, meaning that you are taking your dreams. You're becoming delusional, and I'm sorry to start off the reading like this, but it looks like you're becoming delusional about the choices that you have in your life. And underneath it is the Emperor reversed, meaning that, you know, This could be someone bullying you, and being bossy in your life, being too forceful about what it is that you want or what you're supposed to do. But let's keep looking. Let's keep reading, and not building a great foundation. Your foundation it looks like your foundation has cracks in it, because instead of making decisions being grounded, you're high in the sky with it. And then we have the Six of Swords reversed, okay? Which means that it's like you're avoiding moving forward out of fear of the unknown. And then we have the Hermit reverse, meaning that the society that you've grown up in, like socially, you're listening more to the old way of being and not listening to what your soul wants to do. It's like you're listening to traditions of how you're supposed to be instead of who you are as a person. You're letting, maybe you had have a dream of fitting into society, and it's not working out. Like anything you do to try to fit in makes you feel stagnant, and it's working against you. So we have this, I'm sorry, I'm burping. So we have this Emperor reverse next to the Three of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so what this is telling me is that your foundation is shoddy, your vision isn't clear, and it's like you're trying to please people. It's not you. You're not being yourself. The Hermit underneath this Queen of Pentacles it's telling me the whole story. Like, I don't even really need the rest of the cards. You're like trying to please a system that doesn't work for you. It's never going to work for you. It's outdated for you. You need to ask yourself, like, why do I want to fit in so bad? Like, what is it that has me so entranced about fitting into society? Let's read this Hermit, because it's really it's done stuck. And the Seven of Cups reverse sticks out too, and the Emperor reverse sticks out. Let's take a look. Because if you're struggling with this, I know you don't want to, and I really do feel, and I do understand, you know, and I'm just reading the cards, but I want to say, as a human being, I understand. Ever since I was a little kid, all I ever wanted to do was fit in, because I didn't understand myself. There was nobody in my life that was like, help me to see that it was okay to be me. And it's now that I am 37 years old that I'm starting to get through some of those stages of development within myself, that if I had good enough parenting, and this is not a blame game that I play. I take responsibility for how I incarnated into this plane. I do. But I have found that in order to heal in real time, and not for it just to be fluff, I take into account what my brain sees and my perspective and what my body feels and what things appear to be like in this lifetime for me. Yes, there is a higher plane to look at, but on a human level, where we're just instinctual, you know, shit hurts, have hurt our feelings, and to admit that is to be here now and to move on from it. You know, we can be like, oh, I'm so spiritual, everything's an illusion. I don't really play those types of games. you have to understand the root and then go to the crown. That's how I feel anyway. And that is what has worked for me. To start off at my root chakra and then move up. And I don't know who I'm saying this for, but I feel like and I saw this during my first awakening stage in like 2000. When did I go through my Saturn return? Maybe 2010. That was after my Saturn return was over. So my Saturn return started in like 2008, and I watched a lot of my friends in the spiritual conscious community start off in their third eye and their crown chakra and talking to angels, high ascended masters, and doing all types of things. And then they would look at me and be like, "Do you not believe in all this stuff?" I'm like, well, I do, but I'm not there yet. My wisdom was telling me that that's moving too fast. I wasn't healed from the issues in my family yet. And hell, I'm still, I'm just now starting to feel normal. And for those of you who have narcissistic family members or people in your life that have been controlling in any type of way, our whole society suffers from being controlled in ways, But if you have it in a personal space, like at home, then it's even worse. Because then you grow up being a controlling person within yourself, even if you're wild. Even if you look like you're just doing what you want to do, on the inside, you're frozen. And so the key is to get unfrozen, get unstuck, feel your feelings, and be real about what it is you experience without judgment of yourself, and be on your side. A lot of people in their childhood didn't feel like they had anybody on their side. Get on your inner child side. Be like, you know what? And by that I mean, if your inner child suffering from feeling controlled, be understanding. Be like, you know what? You have a right to feel controlled. You have a right to I can understand why I feel that way. Because your inner child is still you. We are no different than we were when we were little. We're just bigger. We're taller. We're still the same. I'm still the same. I am still the same little girl. I'm just bigger. I've always been like this. Like what I'm doing right now. I've been like this. I just didn't know. I didn't understand it. And people call me weird. And, my mom was maybe a bit ashamed of me, and she didn't know what I was going to grow up into. And maybe because she's a Capricorn sun and a South Node Capricorn. Interesting, me and my mom had the same North and South Node. So she couldn't help me. All she cares about is looking good in society. And she has this weird daughter or whatever that's like super smart, but not that cute to show off to, I guess, a materialistic world. I wasn't materialistic. I was a shaman little girl, And so, I mean, I grew into I wouldn't say I was ugly, but how I expressed my emotions, how I took things was ugly. It wasn't pretty. Like if I didn't like hospitals, I would scream, I would cry. I legit, the doctor put his finger down my throat or trying to check my tonsils. I bit him. I drew blood. He was like, she's biting me, help. I couldn't. I just like, there's certain things in life where I would just react, kind of like autistic or something. I don't know. Like I would go off. And it was my spirit that was just kind of like just too real. Very ugly to some people. But when I look back, I'll be like, get it. Yes, that's me. I'm still like that. I'm just able to now now I'm able to accept myself. And then I'm able to observe when you're a child, you don't have the natural ability to observe and then respond. As a kid, you're straight instinctual. Bam. So in your childhood growing up, you may have learned to go along and get along and just negate your vision, negate your purpose, your mission, and the things you want to do and how you need to move forward. And now you're so controlled because that's what the Hermit reverse is about. And I'm sorry I went off on that tangent, but now I'm coming out of it. Maybe somebody needed to hear it. Um, yeah, it seems like you're used to being controlled. And you haven't gotten a handle on the fact that you're not like. You know you're not like everyone. You know you're not part of the traditional world, I guess. The status quo is what I want to say. But let's read this. Okay? It says, "Cannot see the wood for the trees and the trees for the bark that they are focusing on. Respond to problems in a peculiar way by instantly taking up a new course of study, and the problem has therefore to wait as they are too busy to tend to it. Meaningless and ritual-laden activities that never stop, peculiar interests and hobbies that they invest with great cosmic significance. Their work is never done. Slavish adoration of gurus and wise men, normally those who do not deserve such respect. Feeling isolated, lonely, and bored, reclusive and detached from people and emotions, a walled up sort of personality, usually defended as necessary for spiritual reasons, but really an inability to interact in society anymore." So it says, denotes the pride and inflated notions of itself that comes from a little progress or significant experiences in spiritual fields. Okay. All right, so it looks like the success that you think that you have gained or that you think you want, it's going to take a little bit more inner work on yourself to get to where you want to be. And it seems like you don't even know where you want to be. Something has gotten you off focus really bad. Let's look at the 7 of lotuses. Okay. So, illusions, wasting time, bragging about spiritual development, which is not of any great import, self-delusion, bewilderment, assigning a stature to self that is disconnected with reality, eccentric, rebelliousness, daydreams, and castles in the air, dangerous because convincing in these beliefs, indulging in intoxicants, escapist reasons, unlike the 4 of lotuses, where it is pure addiction, unrealistic expectations, swimming in jam filling, concentration is impaired, abandoning worthwhile work for interesting sidetrack, romantic cues to decisions, inability to cope, so retreat to fantasies, soulmate fantasies about people who are indifferent at best and using you in normal circumstances, people with allergy to fidelity, lost opportunities, fear of success, whimsical behavior. Okay. I'm going to move on, and we're going to figure out why this is happening right now. And at this point, how do you get back on track? And what is it that you're running from within yourself? Because things aren't really clear to me right now. But I know we're only in December. Interesting. So we have Nganyama, honor of the ancient king. And this is card number 22 in the Earth Warriors deck. Because I feel like we really need to get a handle on the direction of your healing so that you can get back on track. The ancient king of the Zulu brings you an empowering message. You are destined to know and experience what it is to be truly empowered. Your voice, your courage, your wisdom, and your dignity can create considerable spiritual light, uplifting and inspiring others, guiding them from a place of spiritual truth towards the fulfillment of their own divine potential. If you have been doubting yourself or feeling unworthy of the boldness of your visions, you must allow your spirit to roar, for you shall conquer all obstacles and succeed in your heart's desire. This oracle indicates awakening in the healing and strengthening of divine masculine energy within the soul to take the initiative to lead with wisdom. Healing of masculinity is relevant at both physical and psychological levels. To love and make peace with the masculine allows it to become dynamic and expressive of integrity, purpose, justice, and protection. Acknowledge your own power. Do not play small. Conserve your energy. Get plenty of rest. But when the time is right, let your soul roar and your true voice be heard without hesitation or fear. You are a protector and leader of others. Allow your spiritual connection to awaken your courage and boldness. Refuse to be put down. Trust in the dignity and and divinity within. Because I feel like, I feel like that card is relevant because you're not really protecting your borders right now. Like the borders of your psychology need masculine protection. So you need to understand that there's some integrity that's involved in your walk and in your life. What you do and don't do in the privacy of yourself and with spirit does make a difference. What you think makes a difference. What you eat, who you talk to, where you go, what you surround yourself with. Don't forget that, you're important. You're important. Who you really are is important. What you really want is important. Because to me, this looks like self-abuse at this point. It looks like you're going through a period of self-abuse. All right, 24. Puyo, guardian of the Amakua. No matter how compelling an experience of challenge, darkness, or defeat may seem, you have divine protection and the promise of safe passage through to the dawn. You will see and hear truth of the light. You shall not be alone on this journey. Soul guides now help you find your true north. If you have been proceeding along a dangerous path, even unknowingly, Puyo will navigate you safely away from evil and ill wishing, guiding you back to your higher purpose and sacred path. Information that may have been hidden for a time will come to light. There is a guiding intelligence assisting you safely through a situation in your life that is otherwise confusing or dangerous for you. There are divine powers helping you in all situations to do with battles, unfairness, or injustice, whether you are consciously aware of these things or not. Trust in the signs that you see, and especially in the truth that you hear. Sometimes beneath what is actually being said, okay. Trust in the signs that you see, and especially in the truth that you hear, sometimes beneath what is actually being said. The accuracy of your insights and perceptions are heightened at this time. Amakua in Hawaiian refers to venerable ancestors. This oracle also indicates that loved ones on the other side are sending you love and assistance and are receiving your prayers and intentions for their own healing. Right. I see that you're not taking your life seriously right now. And the only reason why someone would do that is because they're mad. It looks like throwing a tantrum because some things aren't working out for you the way you want, and maybe how you want or when you want. So you're putting down, you're letting your guard down spiritually, and that is dangerous, especially if you're a higher being. Your karma is greater than people who are more ignorant. When you know better, you do better. And Spirit expects for you to do better. Mother Nature expects for you to work with what you got. And if she's giving you a lot, if you're reading this channel, if you're reading, listening, and tuning in, and your frequency is attracted to this channel, I know you're a higher being, and I know you know who you are, more so than a whole lot of other people. So I admonish you, I challenge you to get back on track today, right now. Well, hell, why not? You'll feel better, just to let you know. But you can't feel the best knowing in the back of your mind that you're not on track. Lick your wounds. Something is making you very angry with yourself, with life. All right, life path number 5. We're moving on to January. Now, I'm proud of you for being here and making it this far. Get back on track, okay? Life path number 5. And I know you have your reasons. Again, the 3 of Wands. I don't know. And again, the Queen of Pentacles. Life path number 5. We're just going to take all of you. Looking better for January. The Hermit again. And the Sun. All right. So we have the 3 of Wands. So in January, it looks like, okay, you make a decision that you're going to get back focused on your vision and you made a decision basically. This is past the first wand where you have the spark of inspiration to and the willpower to go after what spirit has enlightened you to move in as far as the direction of your magic and manifestation goes. And then we're past the 2 of Wands where you're like, should I? Can I? Do I? Will I? I could. I see that I could have more than what I have now. Should I go back? Should I stay where I'm at? You're past that. You know the tea. You know that you're going to do this. Now you're gathering the information. You're assembling the crew. Okay? And you're starting to look forward to planning and heading out. So then we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we saw this Queen of Pentacles underneath the Hermit last time. She's in a different position. She's underneath the Six of Arrows and the Three of Wands. Okay? So you're taking a look and seeing that in order for me to go in the right direction and actually accomplish my vision, I need to handle my business. I gotta handle my business. So you get back in your responsible bag, because the Queen of Pentacles is super responsible, very abundant. So all this time, you have this energy within you. Then you have the Star, and you got some inspiration from maybe going into your shadow self, and you stop having these ideas of grandeur that you've arrived. Maybe it's funny is that you the Hermit reverse and then the Queen of Pentacles reverse. It's like, I've arrived, but I'm still a doormat and I don't know who I am or what I want. Okay. But then underneath that, you have the Star in January, stating that you understand that you're abundantly talented and you have everything within you to give from your heart. You begin to see that your hopes and dreams are going to come true by you being responsible, handling your business, taking a stand for who you are, what you want. Having self-worth is important. Bam, you get that together, and then your heart starts pumping again, and you start to pour out from the abundance of within. Between your relationship with the universe, you give, overflow. So maybe you break down and you go, you know what, I've been tripping. I'm tripping. I am tripping. Then we have this Queen of Swords reverse next to the Chariot reverse. I feel like, guys, that there's a relationship in your life. For some of you, there's a relationship in your life that is not necessarily great. This thing keeps moving. It's not necessarily like the best thing for you. And it could be a lover, it could be a best friend, it could be a boss, it could be someone in your life that feels like they need to control. Because I'm seeing this Emperor reversed, And the Queen of Pentacles reversed to me is about relationship with yourself, your self-esteem, with other people. So seeing the King of Swords and the Chariot reversed to me is like, it's like you need to move on, and you're not moving on. You're not moving forward away from someone who, instead of being kind and being supportive, they're being an asshole. Thinking they know more than you about your spiritual path and what you should be doing. Now, this could be a part of yourself within your own being that's very egoic, and this is kind of like, well, sometimes we can have those inner battles. I know I do sometimes, where I struggle between my higher self and then like what I've been taught about myself as far as what I can do, what I'm not going to do, feeling good about myself, being a great person, as opposed to feeling bad about myself being a great person. And sometimes when you have that inner battle, you might attract people that aren't good for your vision. And then we have the Hermit. We have the Star and the Hermit. That's interesting together. So you have this like old wise soul that's a revolutionary on the inside. I know the star is Aquarian energy. It's very Uranus, so to speak. And the Hermit, to me, reminds me of an earth sign. Mercurial energy, studying. Virgo, Capricorn, I don't know. Capricorn. Old wise knowledge, getting into your inner light. Like both of these cards are about you shining your light from within. And the Hermit is about being alone with your light, as well as traditions. And it looks like traditionally you have people around you that you need to get away from. That you feel loyal and devoted to. And then we have this Sun card. There's some truth. There's like the truth of your purpose. The truth about your joy is, what makes you happy is, you tell me. What makes you feel inspired is what? I feel like you're like explaining yourself. When I see the Hermit next to this King of Swords reversed and the Chariot reversed, I feel like you're humbly trying to explain yourself to someone who is stubborn and hard-headed and has a strong will. This needs to be more locked down. Swivel. I'll fix it later. Yeah. I feel like you're humbly explaining yourself from the depth of your being and knowledge of truth to someone who is just kind of like, is going to fight you on every hand anyway and give you like the negative synopsis and not really understand like where you're coming from and where you're going and who you are. And it's really up to you to stand your own ground and live your own life and make your decisions, not based off of what we were talking about earlier, traditions from status quo. Joy doesn't come from tradition, just to let these people know. Joy is spontaneous. It comes from being spontaneous. And spontaneity has to do with intimacy and connection. And that just may be new to people around you. Like connection with life. You'll be way more energetic about life and way more psychologically organized if you follow the truth within yourself than if you try to live a lie. Why was I looking out for that to happen or something similar? Maybe I made that happen. Everything's okay. So let's look at let's look up March. In spirit, I would like to say that I'm not completely clear about this King of Swords and the Chariot reversed. I am not completely clear about this whole reading. And I hope I'm helping someone. All right, January, February. Let's get into it. Okay. February, Life Path 5. I feel like what's coming to me as I said that kind of prayer out loud is that somebody is looking for love, maybe in all the wrong places instead of within themselves. The Hermit is like another card of self-nourishment and of finding yourself, listening to your inner truth, listening to your heart, listening to your own inner commandments. The King of Swords is very commandment-y. Do what I say. I'm right, you're wrong. Type of energy. And I feel like whatever this energy is in your life gets a hold of you, and you end up going back and forth between feeling great about life, because I see lots of love and joy and happiness within you. I see a lot of talent, a lot of ability. The sun is shining for you. You have the star, you have the queen, but it seems like something always kind of draws you back bad, almost like into a bad place. All right, so we have the Ten of Wands, which denotes a ending and a new beginning. Almost kind of like a tower type of situation mixed with the Death card. It's like a transformation because, again, you've had enough of this controlling energy. It's becoming overwhelming. And so then we have, next to the Ten of Wands, the World, which denotes a happy ending. It's a happy ending. You end things peacefully. And then the Ace of Wands, it's you beginning to see a spark of interest in your own life again. Maybe you see that, from within yourself, I like myself. Ace of Wands. I want my life, and I want my light to shine. It's really interesting to me that both of these cards have a lamp, a light. Follow the light within. Follow the light within. And underneath the Ten of Wands is the Ten of Cups. So you have, because the tens are endings and new beginnings. So you have like an ending of family traditions. You have like this family energy in your life that's coming to an end. Not in a negative way though. It's like this family energy. It's what has been a burden for you. Like trying to keep up family traditions. And what it means to be happy in your group. It has brought you, it has taught you a lot, You've learned a lot. You've grown a lot. It's helped you see your gifts inside, the star again. It's a very positive gift, the star, to see the star in the reading. and to see it twice. And I really want you to hold on to that. And then the lighthouse in the back. There's definitely spirit trying to guide you and show you love. Don't lose sight of that. The King of Cups is very, very smart emotionally and mature. So you might have an interest, the Ace of Wands and the King of Cups, in someone who is emotionally mature and has the ability to guide you through your healing process. And it seems like that's what becomes most important to you. This star on top of the Hermit is telling me that your higher intelligence is in touch with the fact that your revolution, your inner revolution, is going to come from you getting deeper knowledge and understanding of exactly what your light is, what you're supposed to do with it, what direction it's going to take you into, how magical it is, and how it can help you heal. March. Although you love your family, and you love the things that have made you happy in the past, it's time for it to come to an end. To start a new life with yourself. This reading is about your relationship with yourself and how maybe your relationship with other people tends to get in the way and lead you into probably in the relationships that you have in your life. You don't disrespect them, but sometimes you can respect them so much that you don't respect your own process. That's what I want to say. March. Life Path 5. March. Life Path number 5. I love this world mixed with the star. I feel like that's a beautiful omen for you. It's like you can have the world. You have the world if you can open up to your inner light. But it seems like it comes at a price that you haven't been, in the past, haven't been willing to pay. Which is respectfully detaching and focusing on you. And it doesn't last forever. I'm not saying F your family, blah, blah, blah. It's not like that. Or, your loved ones. But sometimes you have to go get into yourself. I was about to say get into your own bag. And sometimes that takes not necessarily staying around people for a little bit. Your relationships will still be there. Most people don't change, but you're changing. So that's your responsibility. Sometimes when we're transforming, we want everybody to come with us, and if they don't, then we get down on ourselves and on the process. And it's not like that. Life Path 5, March. When you finish healing, They'll still be there. But you'll be able to not lose yourself. March. So we have the Magician, existence, mixed with the Temperance card, integration. So in your healing process, in February, I am seeing a big progression here from December to March. You really learn your lessons and you learn to integrate your masculine energy and protect your creation and integrate your confidence in a healthy way and not in a wacky way, to where your confidence is disconnected from soul and spirit and life and the truth. And still, it looks like you have like psychological, cognitive issues with trusting the process. So we have the Seven of Mind, which is someone wearing a mask and faking, being inauthentic. Maybe you're pretending to trust, but you really don't. Again, it's like you want to be spiritual, and a lot of people are like this. You want to be spiritual, and you are spiritual, but you don't understand that spirituality is in everything. You don't understand the meaning of that, because you don't have to pretend to be anything. You don't have to pretend with spirit. You can tell spirit the truth. You can be like, look, I don't trust this process. I don't really trust spirituality. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared. I'm not strong in this area. I need help. That's all you have to do. Because if you walk around pretending and faking, you're just going to end up hurting yourself. I mean, other people too, but really yourself. You're hurting yourself. Because I see this as a theme that keeps coming rolling back around. You know, not really knowing how to be honest. Because being spiritual doesn't mean being positive all the time, or never going through anything, or never having any issues, or not struggling with addictions. Being spiritual means that you have enough integrity to be honest with yourself and the people around you. It's like you want love for being good. So you feel like you have to hide the bad. Is that what it is? Or you feel like you're not going to be loved if you show that you're both. You should work on that. You should work on that. And then we have the Chariot reversed again. Awareness reverse. And then the nine of Wands, which is exhaustion. So I feel like okay, it seems like we have, like, fragmented personalities here. We have fragments of this self where we have this power, this talent, this positivity, this great, beautiful light inside. All this knowledge. And then we have a self-sabotage issue. We have a sabotage issue. Let's look more at this Venus card for your theme, life path number 5, and see what comes up. Venus is about self-love as well. If you look at the second house, it's about values and worth. Venus rules the second house and the 7th. Taurus and Libra. So we have relationships with others. Who do you love? What are you attracted to? And how do you love yourself? Self-worth issues aren't no joke. They're no joke. I'm not taking this lightly. And I'm not saying that you're going to get this overnight. This seems like a process. This is a process. Going to counseling might help. Gemini. I want to get my other deck. Gemini, Venus and Mercury energy. Counselor. Going to see a counselor. A psychologist. So that you can learn to value yourself. I'm looking up what the waning crescent means. I think it means ending. Yep, it does. Okay. So in 2019, it would be beneficial for you to make sure that you talk to someone, because Gemini is about communication, that you talk to someone on a consistent basis that can help you in this drama of not valuing yourself, of not seeing your self-worth, healing your splits, so that we can be whole and mighty, sure of ourselves, and confident in the appropriate ways. Because like I don't know what, if I was telling you guys this before, but I understand. I have been through a lot in my childhood, and I haven't gotten a chance to, I was talking about that, develop. And the ego needs expansion time as well, which is called, I get the big head. But because I'm aware of my healing process, and I stay in a space, a certain space where I can feel the numbness and darkness inside. I can sense where I'm responding from. Am I responding to life from my core, or am I is my head in the clouds? I look at how people respond to me, or how they don't respond to me. I look at how everything in life is how I'm interacting with life as the clues to if I'm balanced or not. I also have these cards, and I do my own readings as well. But pay attention and be aware of what's going on with you. At all times, you are going to be with you for the rest of your life. Now I want to get my other oracle card. I'm sorry, my shirt's unbuttoned, but my shirt's kind of tight and it pops open, and I wasn't planning on having my boobs on camera. Okay. All right. Life path number 5. Ain't no shame in going to get help. There is no shame. That could be you going to a spiritual counselor, finding you someone that you connect with. But be honest about where you're at, though. Be truthful. Shine a light. This looks like it'll be a positive thing in 2019, and that you'll really find yourself and find your groove. Life path number 5. Nope, not that many. Like, no. Looking for one more. I don't know what sled means. Okay. So the first card that came out is Artisan, which is really related to the Venetian card. And so is play and fun. And these are all aspects of you valuing your life and yourself. You don't have to overwork yourself and be out of balance in your life in order to prove anything to anyone. And then we have this sled card, which is telling you to rebalance and reground yourself in your life for your journey. For the journey that you're on, for the journey that you have awaiting you. And to keep moving forward, sometimes you need to get rid of baggage, or you need to add some arsenal. If you think about a sled and being on a journey, you want to make sure you have the right tools, and you want to make sure that you don't overpack and you don't have the tools you don't need. Meaning some of the defense mechanisms and things in your life may not be needed anymore, as well as, family ties that aren't supportive of you growing up into your own person. I see that some of your issues in your life don't just belong to you. There's other people in your life that struggle with the same things, and they may not be brave enough or honest enough to share. And those aren't the people you probably need to share yourself with. The people you need to share yourself with are outside of the situation. Okay? I want to encourage you for 2019. I want you to be happy, healthy. Make some things. Get into your art. You can do art therapy as well. You need to see yourself accomplish things outside of the construct of maybe what you're used to doing. You don't have to keep going through these cycles. It's okay. It's okay to release the drama. Sometimes I ask myself, or see myself, I'm like, oh, you like this drama. This is why you don't take care of this or that on time when you need to. You must like the drama. You might be addicted to the drama of going through this. There's many different angles, many different layers, a lot of wisdom here, a lot of things that you're going to learn about yourself if you take this journey in this way. Peace to you. I'm grateful to Spirit. I'm grateful to be able to be here to serve all of you. You guys are my temple family, and I appreciate you. Have a happy New Year and a Merry Christmas if you're into that type of thing. Peace.